Someone has gone completely quiet on you, but their silence is not peace. Their silence is pressure. Their silence is guilt. Their silence is them realizing that walking away from you did not make them stronger. It made them face the part of themselves they were trying to avoid. And this first card coming through is the Queen of Wands. I need you to hear this. They are seeing you as someone who did not lose your fire just because they left. You may have cried. You may have been confused. You may have questioned why this person could treat the connection like it meant nothing. But energetically, you did not collapse. And that is what is haunting them. What is up, guys? This is your reading, and take what resonates. But somebody here is realizing they let go of someone they were never supposed to release. I'm going to pull on this because this energy is not normal. The Queen of Wands is not chasing. She is not begging. She is not sitting by the phone proving her worth to someone who should have recognized it the first time. And this person knows that. They thought your love would always be available. They thought if they created distance, you would panic. They thought if they went silent, you would reach harder, explain more, fight for them more. But something shifted. You pulled your energy back. And now the silence they created has become the exact place where they are being forced to meet themselves. I just heard, I didn't think they would actually stop. That is very specific. For some of you, this person expected you to keep sending messages, keep checking in, keep making the emotional bridge between the two of you. But the moment you stopped pouring into the connection, they felt the emptiness immediately. And now they are looking at you differently. Not as someone they can delay. Not as someone they can half love. Not as someone they can come back to whenever their ego is ready. They are seeing you as powerful, magnetic, untouchable in a way. And this is where the reading gets very specific, because the Queen of Wands is telling me your confidence, even if quiet, is waking something up in them. They realized letting you go was not freedom. It was a mistake. And look at what came out right after that. The Ten of Pentacles. I need you to understand this because this changes the whole weight of the reading. This person is not just realizing they miss your attention. They are realizing they walked away from something that had roots. Something that had a future feeling attached to it. Something that, whether they admitted it or not, made them feel like there could have been stability, loyalty, home, family, long-term energy here. And for some of you, that is exactly why they ran. Because the Queen of Wands is powerful, but the Ten of Pentacles is real. This is not a crush. This is not a passing attraction. This is not somebody being bored at night and suddenly remembering your name. No, this is somebody sitting in the silence and realizing your energy was connected to peace in a way they did not respect when they had access to it. You were warmth. You were consistency. You were the person who could make chaos feel manageable, and they thought they could control that. They thought your love would stay open like a door they never had to knock on. But now they are standing outside of something they used to take for granted, and the door is not swinging open just because they feel regret. I'm hearing they made it feel like home. That is very specific. For some of you, this person did not know how to receive a love that felt safe. They are used to intensity. They are used to uncertainty. They are used to connections where nobody really has to be emotionally responsible. But with you, there was something different. There was depth, there was loyalty. There was a feeling of, if I really show up here, this could become something serious. And instead of honoring that, they tested it. They withdrew. They went quiet. They acted like silence would put them back in control. But the Ten of Pentacles is showing me that your absence is not hitting them lightly. It is hitting them in the place where they realize they may have lost someone who actually wanted to build, not just feel. And the next card is going to show what they are hiding behind all of this silence, because I don't think this person is as calm as they are pretending to be. And look at this. Page of Cups, but it came out reversed. That tells me everything. Because underneath this silence, there is emotion, but it is immature emotion. It is emotion that does not know how to speak clearly. It is emotion that hides behind distance. It is emotion that would rather act unbothered than say, I am hurt, I am scared, and I do not know what to do with what I feel. This person is not silent because they are peaceful. They are silent because they do not know how to come toward you without exposing how deeply this actually affected them. And I need you to hear that, because some of you have been thinking, if they cared, they would say something. And that is valid. But what I'm seeing here is somebody who does care, but their emotional maturity did not match the depth of the connection. The Ten of Pentacles showed what this could have been. The Page of Cups reversed shows why they could not hold it correctly. They had feelings, they had tenderness, they had moments where they wanted to be open with you. But when it came time to actually communicate, to be honest, to be vulnerable, they shut down. They turned the cup upside down. They spilled what they felt before they ever gave it to you. And now they are sitting with that. I'm hearing, I don't know how to fix what I broke. That is the energy. Not, I don't care. Not, I moved on. Not, they meant nothing. No. This is somebody who knows they handled your heart carelessly, and now they are afraid that if they come back, you are going to see right through them. Because you are not the same version of you who kept explaining. You are not the same version of you who kept softening the truth so they would not feel uncomfortable. Something about your silence is making them feel exposed. And for some of you, they want to send a message, but they keep deleting it. They want to apologize, but pride steps in. They want to test the water, but fear says, what if they do not answer? So they stay quiet. But it is not empty quiet. It is heavy. And the next thing we need to look at is what they thought was going to happen when they walked away, because whatever plan they had in their mind did not work. And the card that comes out for that is the Lovers. So this is where their assumption starts to fall apart. Because the Lovers is not just about attraction. It is about choice. And this person thought the choice would always be theirs. They thought they could step back, go quiet, take space, act unsure, and you would still be there holding the connection open with both hands. They thought your love meant unlimited access. They thought your patience meant you had no boundary. They thought your forgiveness meant they could keep mishandling you and still come back to the same version of you. But the Lovers is showing me something very different. You had a choice too, and that is what they did not calculate. I need you to understand this. They confused your softness with weakness. They confused your ability to love deeply with an inability to walk away. They thought because you cared, you would keep carrying it. Because you understood them, you would keep excusing them. Because you saw the good in them, you would keep waiting for that good to finally show up consistently. But something in you changed. You didn't stop loving because you became cold. You stopped overextending because something in you finally woke up. And that is the part they are feeling now. Not revenge, not bitterness, not you trying to punish them. Self-respect, that is the energy. And with the lovers here, I feel like this person is replaying the moments where you chose them when they were not choosing you properly. The times you listened, the times you stayed calm, the times you gave them another chance to be honest, the times you made room for their emotions, even when they were not making room for yours. And now those memories do not feel flattering to their ego. They feel uncomfortable because they are realizing you were not desperate. You were devoted. And there is a difference. You were not begging for scraps because you did not know your worth. You were trying to give something real a chance before you finally accepted that love cannot be built by one person alone. And now they are afraid that your choice has changed, that you may still care, but you may no longer be waiting. And there is one moment from the past that keeps coming up in their energy, one moment where they know they should have handled you differently. And I want to pull into that because I don't think they have been able to forget it. And look at what came out. Ten of Swords reversed. So this memory is connected to an ending that never really ended inside of them. That is what I'm getting. This is not just them remembering a cute moment. This is not just them missing a good conversation. This is them replaying the part where they know they hurt you and they did not give you the softness you deserved afterward. I'm being shown a moment where you came to them with sincerity. This could have been a message. This could have been you asking for clarity. This could have been one last conversation where your energy was still open but tired. Take it how it resonates. But there was a moment where you were not trying to fight. You were trying to understand. And instead of meeting you there, they either shut down, dismissed it, went cold, got defensive, or made you feel like your feelings were too much. And now that moment is coming back differently. Because at the time they may have told themselves, they will get over it. They will come back. They are just emotional. They are not really done. But the Ten of Swords reversed is showing me that they are realizing something did break in that moment. Not your worth, your willingness. That is the difference. Something in you stopped trusting them to hold your heart carefully. And even if you still loved them, even if part of you still wanted things to be different, you could not unfeel the way they made you feel alone in a connection that was supposed to be mutual. I need you to hear this. They remember your face. They remember your tone. They remember the way your energy changed after that. And I feel like they are finally understanding that your silence now did not come out of nowhere. It was built from all the moments where you tried to speak and they did not truly listen. That is why the past is not coming back as nostalgia. It is coming back as accountability because they are seeing that you gave them chances to be honest, to be present, to be emotionally mature, and they chose avoidance. But here is what they never admitted. After they walked away, after they tried to act like this connection was something they could leave behind, they started comparing every other energy to yours. and nobody matched it. And look at the card. 10 of Cups, reversed. That is exactly the energy, because they may have found noise. They may have found distraction. They may have found people who entertained them, boosted their ego, made them feel wanted for a moment, gave them something temporary to focus on. But they did not find emotional peace. They did not find that feeling of being known. They did not find what your energy gave them. And I need you to understand this without turning it into competition, because this is not about you being better than someone else. This is about them realizing that what they had with you carried a kind of emotional truth that cannot be copied just because someone else is available. They found attention, but they did not find your energy, and that is what is making them uncomfortable. Because the 10 of Cups reversed tells me they tried to convince themselves they were fine without the connection. They may have gone out more. They may have acted more social. They may have posted like nothing was wrong. They may have surrounded themselves with people, so they did not have to sit alone with the reality of what they lost. But when everything got quiet again, your absence was still there. That is the part they could not outrun. For some of you, this person expected another connection, another conversation, another distraction to make them forget the weight of you. But instead, it made the comparison louder. Because other people may have been easier, but they were not deeper. Other people may not have challenged them, but they also did not see them the way you did. And that is where the 10 of Cups reversed becomes painful, because this person is realizing they did not just lose romance, they lost emotional belonging. They lost someone who made them feel safe enough to imagine more, even if they were too afraid to admit it. And now the memory from the last card is hitting even harder, because they are realizing the person they pushed away was the person who actually cared beyond the surface. You were not just there for excitement. You were there with sincerity. And now the pull toward you is getting stronger. But the question is, why are they still holding back? Because if they feel all of this, if they know nobody matched your energy, why haven't they fully reached out yet? That is what we need to look at next. And look at what came out. Wheel of Fortune. So this is why they are holding back. Because something is turning, and they can feel it. They can feel that the old dynamic is not available anymore. The old version where they could go quiet and you would automatically fill the space. The old version where they could disappear and you would be the one trying to repair what they avoided. That cycle is changing. And I need you to understand this. The Wheel of Fortune is not showing me somebody who feels completely in control. It is showing me somebody who is realizing the situation has moved beyond their ego. They thought they could choose silence and keep the upper hand. But now the wheel has turned and the silence is working against them, because now they are the one wondering. They are the one checking. They are the one feeling the distance. They are the one asking themselves, did I wait too long? For some of you, this person is looking for a sign from you. A post, a message, a reaction, any little proof that the door is still open. But your energy is not volunteering itself anymore, and that is where the tension is. Their heart wants to come forward. Their ego is terrified. Because coming forward means admitting that walking away did not give them peace. It means admitting they misjudged you. It means admitting they were wrong. And for somebody who has been hiding behind pride, that feels like losing control. But the truth is, they already lost control the moment your absence started affecting them more than your presence ever did. That is the part they cannot explain. They may still be acting normal. They may still be trying to look unaffected. They may still be telling themselves, I'll reach out when the timing is right. But the Wheel of Fortune is saying the timing is starting to press on them. This is pressure building. This is the cycle closing. This is them realizing that if they keep waiting for you to make it easy for them, they may miss the chance completely because you are not standing still anymore. And that is why the energy feels so unstable right now. Something is shifting, something is pushing them out of silence. And I feel like the next move may come in small, but the emotion behind it is not small at all. And look at the card, Judgment. So, yes, this is the shift. This is the wake up call. This is that moment where somebody can no longer pretend they do not know what they know. Because judgment is not quiet energy. Even when there is no message yet, even when their phone is still in their hand and they have not pressed send, something inside of them is already being called forward. And for some of you, this person is going to come in carefully, not with the whole truth right away. It may be something small. A hey, a reaction to something you posted, a random excuse to ask how you have been, a message that looks casual on the surface, but energetically, it is not casual at all. This feels like someone trying to see if the door is still open without having to fully admit why they are knocking. And I need you to be aware of that. Because judgment can bring contact, but it also brings accountability. So the question is not just, are they coming back? The question is, are they coming back awake? Because there is a difference between somebody missing access to you and somebody understanding how they mishandled you. There is a difference between somebody wanting relief from guilt and somebody being ready to be honest. And this person knows that the old version of communication is not going to work with you anymore. A little breadcrumb, a little joke, a little, I was just thinking about you, that may not be enough because your energy has changed. You are not sitting there waiting to decode the bare minimum like it is a love letter. And that is what judgment is showing me. They are being pushed to rise above the version of themselves that avoided the truth. For some of you, they have been watching from a distance, checking quietly, wondering what you are feeling, trying to sense whether you are still emotionally connected. But the pressure is building. Their ego is weakening under the weight of regret. And when they do move, pay attention, not just to the fact that they reached out. Pay attention to whether they can name what happened. Because the next thing coming through is what they truly need to say to you, even if they struggle to say it directly. And look at what came out. Temperance. So what they truly need to say is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is not some big performance where they suddenly become a completely different person overnight. Temperance is quieter than that. Temperance is the energy of, I know I created imbalance, and I know I cannot fix it by rushing back in like nothing happened. This person needs to come back with patience, with honesty, with emotional control, because I feel like part of them wants to just break the silence because the pressure is too much. But temperance is saying no. If they come back, they need to come back differently. Not just because they miss you, not just because they feel lonely, not just because they are realizing nobody else gave them what you gave them. They need to come back with the understanding that your heart is not a place they can run to every time their life feels empty. I'm hearing, I should have chosen you when I had the chance. That is the confessions underneath this. And for some of you, they may not say those exact words. They may say, I've been thinking about you. They may say, I hope you're doing okay. They may say, I know I should have handled things better. But underneath that, the deeper message is, I did not understand your value until I lost access to you. And that is a hard thing for them to admit. Because admitting that means they have to face the fact that you were giving them something real while they were still acting unsure. Temperance is also showing me that you are being asked not to rush emotionally just because they return. Let the energy prove itself. Let the conversation breathe. Let their actions show whether they are trying to heal the imbalance or just soothe their guilt. Because there is a difference between someone missing your energy and someone being ready to honor it. There is a difference between someone wanting back in and someone being ready to show up with consistency. And I feel like this is where your power comes back in. Because the real question is not, do they want you back? They do. The real question is, have they grown enough to deserve access to the version of you they had to lose in order to recognize? And look at the final card. 7 of Wands, reversed. So this tells me everything about where this lands. Because this is the moment where you stop fighting to be understood by someone who already knows what they did. You stop defending your worth. You stop proving your loyalty. You stop standing in the middle of chaos trying to convince somebody that your love was real. They know. That is the whole point of this reading. They know now. They know letting you go was a mistake. They know your silence is not emptiness. They know your absence is not weakness. They know you pulled back because something in you finally refused to keep battling for a place you should have been honored in. And I need you to hear this. The silence is ending for many of you, but you are not the same person they went silent on. That version of you was still explaining, still hoping they would understand, still trying to meet them halfway, still giving them the benefit of the doubt while they were giving you confusion. But this version of you is different. This version is Queen of Wands. Quietly powerful, magnetic, still warm but not available for emotional disrespect. And with the 7 of Wands reversed, I feel like you are being told you do not have to come into this defensive. You do not have to prove that you were hurt. You do not have to prove that you cared. You do not have to prove that you were worth choosing. You were always worth choosing. The only question now is whether they are capable of meeting you with the kind of honesty that your energy requires. So, yes, they may come back. Yes, they may reach out. Yes, they may realize they want you again. But your job is not to chase the confession. Your job is to watch the consistency. Watch the actions. Watch the accountability. Watch whether they are coming back to honor you or just coming back because life without you finally got uncomfortable. Because your energy became magnetic the moment you stopped begging to be chosen. And maybe their return is a blessing. Maybe it is a test. Maybe it is a conversation. Maybe it is closure. But whatever it is, You are not powerless here. You are the one who gets to decide what access looks like now. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and remember this. They may have needed your absence to realize your value, but you do not need their regret to know your worth.